There's always something that'll get you. I mean, that's why the attrition's so high. They'll even say, we're not finishing this until someone quits. They're not lying. What I learned, especially through that training, is a guy that looks beastly, they can crumble really quick when you start implementing cold, tired, sand. And I've seen guys that are like, this guy is no way gonna make it, and he does. He has a heart of a lion. You can't explain it.
Buds, Hell Week as well. It's like, this is like a thing that kind of fascinates people.
I don't know why, because it's not that fun.
Well, I'd love to do an in-depth look about what it takes mentally to get through Buds and Hell Week. So class 237, is that right?
That is.
The thing that I thought was interesting that I've never thought of is your description of it is like, it takes place in this like quite unassuming place. It's not where you'd expect like, the superheroes to be built, but it's like, how do you explain the facility or the training grounds?
Well, the area is like, it's on, so North Island is right there, but that's where the Hotel Del Coronado is. It's a very nice hotel. Like, people vacation there, as like right next door, people are getting beat down. So it's a very nice setting, minus the cold water of the Pacific. But it's nice. I mean, it's San Diego, so the weather's amazing, which is the West Coast, our southern part of the United States. But I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, it is beautiful, but it's not when that stuff's going on.
So, sand, water, weather, like these combination of things, I think you've said is some of the things that really destroy you. Like,
yeah.
But before you get started, you do in-doc, is that right?
So it's changed, I believe, since I've been there. But when I went through, we did, I believe it was 5 weeks of in-doc, and it was like a 6 to like noon. We did a workout, some classes sometimes, and that was it for 5 weeks. So it wasn't like crazy. And we would do some other things like pool covers or other stuff that needed to be done around the compound to help out, because we were like the new guys coming in. But yeah, that was it. That was for 5 weeks. And then we classed up.
When you were doing in-doc, like who are the people that you see around you? Like, are these guys elite in what they do? Like, who are the kind of the people that it attracts to get to that point?
You mean like the guys that are going through Buds with me?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of studs. Like, you look, I mean, there are a lot of guys that are very physically fit, just beasts. I mean, it's like, you think you're strong and can do all these things, and then you put yourself in when there's like 100 of you surrounding you. It's a little bit different. So you're like, man, I hope I can. It can be intimidating. But what I learned, especially through that training, is a guy that looks beastly, again, it goes back to your mind. They can crumble really quick when you start implementing cold, tired, sand, I'm hungry, someone's yelling at me, my pride's getting affected, I'm the victim like I had in the sand pit. It's a lot different. And I've seen guys that are like, this guy is no way gonna make it, and he does. He has a heart of a lion. You can't explain it.
So this is the interesting thing we spoke about earlier. You said, some of that conversation that whispers right at the start of it is guys like, oh, how did you train for this? How did you prep for this test? I've been doing cold water.
See, there it is. I'm psyching myself out.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah.
And you said a lot of those guys, you would have you'd kind of like chuckle to yourself a little bit, thinking like, it's not about that. Like, what was it about?
Yeah, I think a lot of guys are like, okay, I'm gonna start taking cold showers. Not that it's not healthy. I'm gonna do cold showers. I'm gonna get used to the cold. Okay, I don't think that happens. And I'm gonna sleep deprive myself. I wouldn't recommend it. Like, take care of yourself right now. And a lot of guys would start wearing boots. They would do a lot of rucks and stuff like that. So what they were doing is they were starting to get little stress fractures. So it's like, dude, be smart, get in shape. Like, the process will get you to where they want you to go. You know what I mean? A lot of people think that they need to be there before they get there. And what happens, because you can't do that training all the time. We all know this. They get there and they've already got injuries. And those injuries just surface as the training intensifies. So a lot of guys are just they overthink it. It's like, dude, I remember one guy was like, hey man, just like suck it up and go through it. It's like, it's kind of fun. Like, you get to see what your body does. Other people are there because misery loves company. Like, you're not alone. Other people have done this before you, so it's nothing new. They're going to try to psych you out and all that stuff. And guys will be like, oh yeah, I can do 100 push-ups. I'm like, cool, that doesn't matter. Like, what do you mean? I'm like, I mean, that's good that you can do 100 push-ups, but like if you do 100 push-ups or 50 push-ups in about 10 minutes, both of you are going to be able to do 0 push-ups because you're smoked. And now this guy's got to come into play. That's the game. People like, we always want to put numbers on things. That's not it.
Yeah, it's interesting. It doesn't matter if you reach 100 push-ups or 50 push-ups. At some point, you're going to have to tap into the mental.
Yeah, it's up there. It's like you just keep going and keep trying and trying to get a push-up, knowing that you're not going to, but you're not going to stop. That's it. Because that's what they want to see on a battlefield. I'm not leaving my boy behind. I'm taking it. I'm finishing this fight until I can't anymore. That same stuff goes in our family life, work, business, children. It's all the same stuff. It just looks different.
So it's split into 3 phases, or yours was. Is it still 3 phases today?
I believe so, yeah. So you get first phase, second phase, third phase.
Yeah.
Good figure, right? It's 2 months each one. The first phase is like your basic phase. And that's where Hell Week is. For me, Hell Week was the 3rd week. I've heard that they pushed it back to the 5th week. I've heard that they moved it forward. I'm not sure where it is right now. But for us, it was the 3rd week. And you would do a lot of runs. You would do a lot of surf torture, which where you would like lock arms and you would walk out in the surf and you would just sit in the cold water and just get bashed by the waves. They would pull you out saying it was over. And then they'd be like, just kidding, go back in. So they're like playing with your mind, right? Because they're trying to get your mind to break, right? And you would do that. Then you have Hell Week, which would kick off. And that's usually where all the people, and there was people getting dropped before Hell Week. But Hell Week is really when, people get sucked out. And it's usually for some injuries. I mean, a couple injuries, but for just stupid stuff, they would psych themselves out.
So this is the interesting thing to me is the mental games of it. So to bow out, you have to ring the bell.
Correct.
And that's, that's something that's throughout all 3 phases, is it?
Unless like a doctor's like, hey, he can't go on, he's injured, which those poor guys, you can't help that. Yeah.
But
for
so
sure.
on Hell Week, they bring that bell
everywhere. It's everywhere. It's right there. They'll even say we're not finishing this until someone quits. And they're not lying.
You'll be out there all day until someone brings the bell.
We'll actually start cheering for the people we don't like to go quit.
Wow. Do you remember that happening in your group?
Yep, I remember that. We were running up the berm with the logs and like, this isn't going to end until someone quits. And we started shouting out a guy's name that was just like kind of a jerk to everyone. Very mean. And he quit.
He rang the bell?
He rang the bell.
Wow.
After, I'd say probably an hour or 2 of just like carrying these heavy logs up and down the sand berm.
You have to pick one thing. What was the worst thing about Hell Week?
Like the running in the sand and just being miserable, I really did not have a problem with it. I mean, it sucked, but it's not like, oh gosh, like we're going to quit. But they took us, this was very unexpected to me. It's like the unknown. So North Island in Buds is on a strand. It's called Silver Strand. It's on a like a little sliver of, it's like a little peninsula, not even that wide. So on one side you have the ocean, the other side you have the San Diego Bay. Like you see the city right there. It's beautiful. I mean, it is beautiful. Not when you're in this stuff though. And they took us to the Bay Area, and the Bay Area is always warmer water, which we're like, anytime we go over there, we're like, yes, dude, warmer water. Like just by a little bit, but it's still, you can feel the difference. And we go and we walk back, we get on this bay, there's no waves. We lock arms and we're backwards. So we're facing the beach and they say, walk backwards. So we walk and we get to like not deep water, like maybe up to our ankles. And they're like, sit down. So I'm like, this is awesome. Is this like rest day or something? So we sit down and they're like, okay, lay back now. So we like lay back just enough to where you can breathe. Like there's some little water because you got your buddies next to you kind of splashing around or trying to get comfortable. And then you started feeling these bites. Like it was like these a different kind of sand flea, I believe, or something. They would bite your neck. They were getting down your shirt and they started biting you everywhere. And like, it was so unexpected. At least for me, it was so unexpected. I'm like, do they know that there's things in here? And like you can start hearing the chatter going around that everyone's getting bit by these things, these whatever they were. And that was unexpected, and I did not like that. It was so annoying, and it didn't feel that good. It wasn't like it was gonna rip your flesh, but it was enough to like, it was like a little pinch, like a little, just under like a bee sting. You know, not as intense, but they just kept biting you around your neck, and it was so, it's just like somebody tapping you nonstop. And then they're like saying whatever they're saying on beach, like you guys suck, blah, 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 all the things. It just wasn't a pleasant scenario. I would say that was probably the most miserable thing for me.
Just a quick interruption from the video. I want to talk about today's sponsor, LMNT. If you've been watching Mulligan Brothers for a while, you know we're constantly on the road, filming documentaries, training with elite performers, and chasing stories of resilience. That kind of schedule means long days, early mornings, and a lot of sweat, literally. But most sports drinks out there are full of sugar, fake colors, and barely any real electrolytes. That's why we've partnered with LMNT, a zero sugar drink mix that has 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium in every single stick. No dodgy ingredients, science-backed hydration, trusted by the Navy SEALs, everyday athletes, CrossFit champions, and now us. They've just dropped their limited time lemonade salt, which has quite quickly become my favorite flavor, but it's only available as a limited drop, so make sure you get it while stocks last. Right now, LMNT is giving our community a free sample pack with every single purchase. Just head to drinkelement.com/mulligan and grab yours. All you need to do is add your favorite product to your cart, and LMNT will automatically add the free sample pack with their most popular drink flavors. No promo code needed. It'll only work if you follow the dedicated link in the description. And if you don't love it, they'll refund your order, no questions asked. That's how confident they are. That's drinkelement.com/mulligan to get a free sample pack with a link down below. Stay salty, and let's dive back into the episode.
Just to get this right, so you're carrying logs and boats around, like the boats are what, 200 pounds? Is that between how many people?
So usually about 6, and I only think, I don't know how much it is, and I don't want to like misspeak, but I don't think it's more than 100,
right? Okay,
or it's under 100. I'm not sure, but I mean, you do that forever. It gets very heavy, and then when they dump sand in it or water, it gets even heavier. But that, to me, that was like, all right, cool. I get to lift weights. So it wasn't a big deal to me. Like I always loved log day, even though it did suck, but I was like, oh, cool. We're lifting heavy things, which was way better than running. Anything but that. I'd rather do swim. I'd rather lift things. I'd rather them beat me with push-ups and all the things. But when we came to the runs, I was like, oh my gosh, please make this end.
You get through Hell Week. And I think you found phase 2 and phase 3 quite comfortable after that?
Yeah, so phase 2 was probably my hardest. There was an event in there that was my hardest out of buds in general, and for a lot of guys, it wasn't hard at all. You would put on your twin 80, so you got your 2 open circuit tanks on your back. You had fins on, and you would just jump in, and you had to tread water with your hands above the water for 5 minutes. That was the toughest thing I did. That was the toughest event for me in buds. Because after like 20 seconds, my legs were done. We got to do 5 minutes of this. And I had the thought, I'm like, well, I'll just do it next time. Because you get 3 tries. So I was like, well, okay, I felt it. I'll just try it again. But I'm like, when I was thinking about this, I'm like, I'm still going to have to do it. I've already done not long. I might as well just finish it. And I just muscled through it, dude, in just pure grits. I just like went through it, but that was the hardest thing. And my buddy's even like, dude, I thought you were going down. I was like, bro, I thought I was going down. That was the hardest thing for me, was that event. And for some guys, that was like the easiest thing. Where like being tied up in ropes was super easy for me, where that was like the hardest thing for them. There's something for everyone. There's always something that'll get you. I mean, that's why the attrition's so high.
Did you know going in what that would be? Did you know it was going to be that treading water?
No clue. Heck no. I was like, cool. All right, this is easy. You're giving me fins, but like, yeah, that surprised me, and it smoked me. Like I was done. Thank God it wasn't 6 minutes.
Wow. Okay. I mean, we've covered like most of it. That was it. This was an interesting thing for me. The helmets lined up, like having the people who bow out, having all those helmets lined up. What were the tricks that they used that would creep that sort of I don't know, like opening the door for you to quit? Was there ever a moment, obviously that particular event for you was one where you're like, oh, maybe I'll just come back next week or next time. But was there anything that like really worked, like the visuals of the bell being there or the helmets being there, or was there anything that stood out as being quite strong?
Those things motivated me. Like seeing all the helmets, like the more helmets we got, the more motivation I was fueled. I was like, okay, cool. I mean, at that time, I was like, all right, I'm better than that person. I'm stronger than that guy. I'm not quitting. So the longer that line got, the ones that are left, that was fuel.
Interesting. Do you think for some people they don't have that same mentality? Because I think you could go one or two ways with that.
100%. I mean, that's it. Like, are we going to play the victim game, or are we going to be like, hey, this is my situation. Let's rise. I mean, that is the choice I believe we have, not only in buds but everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like something that might be detrimental to one person's brain is not a big deal to the other, and vice versa. But I think that a lot of times you can use things to your motivation that people tend to bring them down. You know what I mean? Mm. A lot of people could look at that same situation like, man, look how many people are quitting. Okay, cool. It'll be acceptable if I quit. I can justify it because we did this event and like 30 guys dropped. I mean, it's Hell Week. Everyone knows about Hell Week. It's so hard. I quit in Hell Week, just like everyone else. I can justify it for myself. I can almost, again, self-sabotage and talk myself into quitting. Or I can be like, yeah, I don't think so. I'm not falling for your games. What's next? I want to learn how to dive and jump out of planes. Like, so it's, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine it now, like the instructors saying, you know, opening that door for people.
They'll be like, you'll never make it. I never want you on my team. I'll make sure if you do make it, you can't operate. They'll say things like that just to get under your skin, and it works. Why would you change it?
Whilst you were in phase 2, 9/11 happened, which was obviously must have like shook the whole thing up. I think it said that there was like whispers of, are they going to rush us through? Are we going to be put, you know,
I think those are whispers that we made up.
Yeah.
I think we were hopeful. Oh my gosh, we're going to like fly through this in a couple of weeks.
What was the shift after that? Like what was this sort of common understanding from everybody?
I mean, it was on. Like we knew that we were going to go to combat. I mean, we knew we were going to combat. It didn't change. I will say this, man. I will say this. The instructors before and after were professional and were treated it very seriously before those planes hit and after, which is pretty cool. It's one thing if, you know, you're going through the motions and okay, let's be real now because something real's about to happen. I couldn't tell any kind of shift whatsoever. They were on point from day one until we graduated. It was really cool. But in our mind, in our students' mind, and for those instructors as well, because they're not staying there forever. That's just a duty station. They'll go back to a team, most likely. Most of them. But yeah, it got real. It's like, okay, I think there was, not that you weren't focused, it was just like a hyper focus. Like I need to, it's going to be as real as it's going to get, because we've never experienced that before. You know what I mean? I think the last time this stuff was going on was Vietnam. I mean, we had Desert Storm and Desert Shield and all that stuff, but it was a little bit different. We knew something monumental was about to happen.
What's the process of going from passing the 3 phases and getting your trident? Like, is there a gap in between? Like, do you have to wait, or is it instant?
So for us, and again, I believe this has changed. For us at the time, now Buds, I believe, has free fall and jump school on station now, I believe. But we did our 6 months. So your first phase, dive phase, second phase, and then land warfare, your third phase, and learn about demoing, shooting and all that. Then we went to Fort Benning, Georgia, and we did 3 weeks of static line jump. So we went through the Army school, and we had to do 2 weeks of training, and then the last week you do 5 static line jumps. After that, we would come back, and it was called SEAL qualified training for us. And it was that 3 months of operational training. And then after that 3 months, because there were still guys getting dropped throughout, not a lot, but still some guys getting injured. After that, you would get your trident. And after that, you would go to your SEAL team.